The Florida Mullet Run. No, not this type of mullet, this one. Welcome back to Bear Fishing. Today's episode is going to be all about the mullet run, and specifically in Florida, because this year I was fortunate enough to witness part of it myself down in Hollywood Beach, Florida. So a mullet is a type of saltwater bait fish or saltwater candy for predator fish. It's a migratory bait fish that makes its way from the Carolinas to the tip of southern Florida and then moves off into the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf in order to spawn. So some could say that whole point of this migration is just to spawn, but along the way there's a lot of crazy action and great opportunities for us anglers. So these mullets school in thousands, smaller schools and bigger schools, but there's minimum thousands in one school. So basically guys, these mullet attract great fishing opportunities because huge fish follow these schools, such as tarpon, snook, and even sharks, including nurse sharks and some other real big predator sharks. And what triggers these fish to start the migration is the change in water temperatures. As water temperatures become cooler, they make their way down that coast. But how can we fish with these mullet in order to catch big fish? Well guys, there's two ways that I've seen and I've actually done in Florida. One, use a cast net and you catch them in schools, or two, you actually put a treble hook with a sinker. And I'm gonna try to get a picture of this rig to show you guys, but basically what you're doing is you're launching that through the school and then ripping it back like a jerkbait and trying to hook one of these mullet on the treble in order to put it on a hook and use them. The whole point of this video is to maybe educate you guys, but definitely show you my experience with the mullet run down in South Florida, so here we go. So this first video was taken on Hollywood Beach. I mean, there was people swimming in the water. It was the first day I got there, it was around 4 p.m. and I just saw all these little ripples, guys. And these little ripples were thousands of mullet just swimming in schools. But then once in a while, you'd hear like splashing, and it was these mullets swimming away from something bigger than them in a scared fashion. Something just chased a whole school of mullet out right there. Look at that. Oh my gosh, bro. This is crazy. So I had to see what was up. So I put my phone on a tripod, the same one I'm using right now to film this video, and I saw some pretty cool things. So here I'll just show you again, guys. From a distance, you can see all of these mullet and people in the beach, which is cool. I had to show that because just to get some perspective, how there's just people mixing with nature, because we are part of nature, but we forget that sometimes. So as I said, you can see these ripples, and once in a while you'll see these explosions, and that is a sign that these fish are getting eaten by something bigger. And finally, here it is. First in regular speed, you see these bait fish blow up, and then bang, out of nowhere, a big fish. Whoa, let's slow that down for you guys if you didn't see it. Here you go. Huge explosion, and then bang, a tarpon out of nowhere exposes itself in an acrobatic fashion. And that was awesome to see, guys. It wasn't the last time, but it was definitely the first time I ever seen something like that. So what do these mullet look like in your hand? In this part of Florida, mostly all of them were 5-6 inches max. I know they get bigger in some other places, but down there they were 5-6 inches in all the schools that I seen. And I was explaining the rigging process to you. So basically how I rig these, right here you can see I rig them on the back of their second dorsal fin between the spine, so that they could have that crazy action when they're fishing with that school, so that they could stand out and these big fish want to bite them. And then on the rod, guys, look, it always looks like you're getting bit by like a trout or something. The rod tip is always going, and obviously if you catch a big fish, you'll either see it explode or just slam the rod, hopefully not into the ocean. So one more time, guys, I'm going to show you just the way of catching them, which is the cast net. Guys, watch how many mullet I could get right here in one shot. You ready? You ready? Right here, look, they're all sticking out. That is crazy. Let's see. Well, I got some, I feel it. Oh, we got a lot of mullet here, guys. We got a lot of mullet here. Like a lot. Oh my god. And this is one of my buddies in South Florida. He fishes there every day, and he taught me how to throw a casting net. So this one's for him. So everyone, I don't know if you can see that difference in the color of the water, but there's a lot of dark right here. This is a huge school of mullet. Oh yeah, those are all fish.
enough, no?
Oh yeah, that's a lot. My gosh. And now let's go to Dania Fishing Pier. So guys, as soon as I got on the pier, I paid my $3, whatever. I got in, there's like 100 people on the pier, obviously. But right under the pier, you see schools of big, like huge barracuda. And everyone's throwing stuff and they can't catch. It's as if these barracuda know that the mullet are coming through and that's the #1 bait fish that they want to taste and or they have a craving for it this time of year. So here's all the barracuda I'm talking about. Look at all these barracuda. Look at that, under the pier. Everywhere. And guess what? Just like the bass in Montreal, they don't bite. Look how many barracudas under here, guys. Huge, massive, massive barracuda. And finally, here came the mullet. This is crazy. Oh yeah, there's a tarpon. Oh. And as I was previously saying, there's always the big fish following these schools, lurking in the shadows. So here is a tarpon. So it was definitely a great experience, guys. And if you're ever down in South Florida, Texas, Alabama, or anywhere in the Gulf Coast, you guys should try to get on fish with these mullet as well. It could be the experience of a lifetime. Guys, if you enjoyed this content, I have this new video. It's underwater footage, fishing a pond in Florida. You see peacock bass, turtles, largemouth bass, in pipes, in ponds, you see them eating, so it's a great time. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Bear Fishing.